Leonardo couldn't believe his eyes. He remained still, his gaze fixed on the girl sitting at the table across the room. That face, those eyes so familiar, and yet it couldn't be true. A lump tightened in his throat as the past came flooding back, bringing with it a wave of conflicting emotions and memories he had tried to forget. Before continuing, if you don't want to miss other exciting stories like this, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to stay updated on every new publication. Enjoy! Leonardo was an ambitious man, always seeking control over his own life and that of others. As a young man, he had inherited the family business, a solid and well-established reality in Turin, which guaranteed him a prominent position in society. His relationship with Marta, however, was born more out of convenience than love. They had met during adolescence, thanks to their respective families who shared business interests, and had married a few years later when the pressures had become unbearable. Leonardo saw marriage as an obligatory step to strengthen family ties, not as a union based on deep feelings. Marta, on the other hand, was a sensitive and independent woman. Although she felt affection for Leonardo, she was not blind to his flaws. He was chauvinistic and possessive, characteristics that emerged forcefully whenever they were alone. Marta had always dreamed of a husband who would treat her as an equal, who would understand her desires and aspirations, but Leonardo saw married life as a one-way street. She had to take care of the house, and above all, she had to give him a child, a boy. This was their destiny, according to him, and Marta knew it well. After 5 years of marriage, however, the long-awaited child did not arrive. Marta, who knew Leonardo's darker side well, did not feel ready to have a child with him. Her instincts told her that something wasn't going to go as hoped, and so, without telling Leonardo, she started taking contraceptives in secret. She couldn't bear the thought of bringing a daughter into the world, only to see her scorned by a father who would never accept a girl. Leonardo, unaware of everything, began to doubt her. "Are you sure your tests are okay? Maybe there's something wrong with you," he had told her one evening, in a cold and distant tone. Marta felt her heart break at that moment, but she remained silent, enduring the pain. Deep down, she knew that their story was about to end. When yet another pregnancy test came back negative, Leonardo made the final decision. "You can't give me a child, you're sterile," he told her bluntly. "Our marriage was a contract, and you didn't keep your end of it." Those words, sharp as blades, marked the end of everything. Marta, hurt and disillusioned, accepted the divorce, knowing that this was not the man she wanted to share her life with. But fate had other surprises in store for her. A few years later, Marta met David, a man completely different from Leonardo. Kind, caring, and loving, Davida made her feel alive like she had never felt before. They got married, and shortly afterward, Marta became pregnant. This time, however, there were no doubts or fears. The child they were expecting would be welcomed with love, regardless of his or her gender. Marta gave birth to a baby girl, Alice, who soon became the center of their world. As she grew up, Alice revealed herself to be a bright, curious, and determined girl. She had a natural talent for mathematics and always excelled in every competition she entered. Marta watched her daughter with pride, remembering how Leonardo had always belittled the intelligence of women. It was a silent but profound victory. In the meantime, Leonardo had remarried the woman with whom he had cheated on Marta during their marriage. With his new wife, he had a son, Alessandro, a brilliant and talented boy who, however, grew up under the weight of his father's expectations. Leonardo was obsessed with the idea of having an heir who would be a reflection of himself. Strong, determined, and of course, male. But here, fate played its cruelest card. 15 years after their separation, Leonardo and Marta met again by pure chance. Leonardo had brought his family to celebrate a great success of Alessandro. The boy had obtained second place in a national mathematics championship. Proud as ever, Leonardo couldn't wait to brag to everyone he met that evening, but he couldn't imagine who he would meet in that restaurant. As he walked between the tables, his gaze fell on Marta, sitting with a man and a girl. Marta recognized him immediately and smiled serenely. "Ciao, Leonardo. It's been a long time," Marta said calmly, without any rancor in her voice. Leonardo, a little surprised but confident, decided to show off his pride. "This is my son Alessandro," he said proudly, pointing to the boy. "He got second place in the National Mathematics Championship. He is incredibly intelligent, just like his mother." Marta listened to him with a light smile. "Congratulations, really. My daughter is here with me too. Let me introduce her to you." Leonardo followed her gaze to the table where Alice, the girl who had won first place in the same championship, was sitting. His world seemed to collapse in that moment. He couldn't believe his eyes. Marta's daughter, the daughter he hadn't wanted, had surpassed his long-desired son. His blood ran cold as reality hit him with devastating force. If you like the story, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for the support. Leonardo remained silent, unable to articulate a single word. The girl he had always considered a mistake had become everything he had ever wanted for his son. His chauvinistic beliefs, his obsession with a male heir, everything crumbled in the face of that simple but devastating truth. The girl's success had struck him like a thunderbolt. Marta, on the other hand, went away with her family, happy and at peace with herself. Her journey, so tortuous and painful, had brought her exactly where she wanted to be, next to a man who loved her for who she was, and a daughter who had the world at her feet.